Hi everybody, welcome to a special edition of CYT-Crypto. Today I'm going to be speaking to Jeff Kirdeikis, who is the founder of Uptrend. It's not new, it's been out for about a year now. It's a crypto social media platform. It's crypto at the moment, will be changing as it goes along. But I've got a brilliant interview. Jeff is a fantastic guy and I really love his kind of ethos and what he's doing just now and the kind of platform he's actually building at the moment as well. So listen in to this kind of brilliant kind of interview from Jeff Kirdeikis as well. Jeff Kirdeikis, am I pronouncing that correctly? Kirdeikis?
You're nailing it.
I've got it. Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
I like to get people's names right. Jeff Kirdeikis, welcome to the CYT Crypto Show. Really appreciate you being here. I'd love it if you could tell the viewers kind of what you're about. I know some of our viewers have introduced you, some of the viewers to you and kind of Uptrend, etc. But if you could introduce yourself, just say where you've come from, how you got started with Uptrend, which we'll be talking about in a second, and just where you are just now as well, Jeff.
For sure, yeah. I mean, right now I'm living in Bali, Indonesia. There's actually an amazing crypto community out here. So if anyone's interested in crypto, get out here. You're not going to be disappointed. Amazing crypto, amazing food, amazing lifestyle. My home base is in Canada, and I pop back there for about 4 months of the year for some downhill mountain bike riding and just getting some good nature time. Then on the tech side, Uptrend, I started running a few Facebook groups. Like Ethereum really hooked me. Just the concept of removing middlemen. I really just was enthralled by that. And so I started a Facebook group, Ethereum Investing, and that grew to 40,000 people. I started another Facebook group, that cryptocurrency investing grew to 140,000. And so just this, there's like a network and conversation around cryptocurrency, and just through, maybe leading the conversation or just being active in these groups, I just started to notice in myself and in the other members just this massive dissatisfaction with Facebook, and just how it works, like how they're banning people, censoring information, shadow bans, and how the algorithm works too. It's like all the memes get pushed to the top because it's the most engaged thing. So there really isn't like that much good content in Facebook. And I thought, man, cryptocurrency is such a powerful thing. And, you got crypto Twitter and you got a couple other platforms out there, but there wasn't really anything that I felt satisfied my innate desire to learn about cryptocurrency. Reddit was kind of the best option, but it was just so toxic at the time. And so I thought, I'll try building something myself. And so that's where Uptrend was born.
So we're talking this a year and a half ago now?
So doing about a year and a half ago, yeah. In August of 2018 is when the idea was born, and then we launched live January 1st of 2019.
Wow, so it's still in beta just now, just to let everybody know as well, this is still in beta, but you have 50,000 users on Uptrend just now, which is a huge achievement. I know that was going to be one of your goals as well. So talk about how did you get, and where did you target, what's the demographics that you targeted? Because I notice it's countries from all over the world just now, and obviously there's not a lot of, if I can say this, there's not a lot of kind of Europeans, British people, Americans on there just now. So was it a demographic that you targeted first of all, or you just...
Yeah, so that's interesting, because we've never actually done any paid marketing at all. We didn't do an ICO, we didn't do any fundraising, so we don't have any marketing budget. Everything from the build to the exposure has just been fully organic, self-funded, and we haven't even spent any money on marketing, so we haven't really targeted a demographic. That being said, our number one demographic on the website right now is from the United States, and then from there, like number 2 to number 50 is just a massive shotgun spread. A lot of the countries actually are developing nations, which I'm actually wasn't expecting, but I'm super excited about, because the amount of money or that they're earning on Uptrend is actually becoming life-changing for them. They're able to pay hospital bills, buy electricity for their homes, whereas, it's the wealth inequality between, what $20 means to somebody, say in Algeria or Pakistan versus in the United States or London, it's drastically different. So we're seeing a lot of developing nations on, and I've been really enjoying engaging with them. I've just been so pleasantly surprised at how nice they are, and it's been such a joy.
Well, that's one of the first things I noticed as well, one of the things I was going to talk about, because I noticed there was a post the other day, I don't know if you've seen it, is from one of the users that I've been following from the beginning. I've only been on 2.5, 3 weeks or something. It's a woman called Busola, and she's on it, and she says, okay, I don't know whether to up level or should I go Christmas shopping. And I thought, that's like 10,000 points, which I don't know how much that is, about $25, $30 or something like that.
Right.
I thought Christmas shopping and then I realised just the kind of divide that there is. Like even the cost of living over there is so much kind of better, obviously, but $25 is a huge amount and this is one of the first things I noticed. And I thought, wow, this could be kind of life-changing for a lot of people in developing countries, which is amazing, but also from kind of Europe, kind of Australasia and kind of America and that as well. So, but it's interesting that you say you've not done any kind of marketing at all. You've not done any paid marketing at all, and you've got 50,000 users.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It's like, this has been one of those, everyone says if you build it, they will come, in such a lie. And in many regards, I think that's true. I don't think it's the case. But I've been pleasantly surprised how that has been the case for right now in our state. And so when we are ready to ramp up, which is coming very soon, we're going to have some platform speed updates coming really soon, as well as a mobile app. We just got word from the dev that'll be ready for testing this weekend. So we're like, excellent. Yes, Android and iOS. So once that happens, then we feel like, okay, now it's push time to really like fire the cannons, because like you say, it's beta right now. The UI, it's not that great. It looks kind of 2000-esque. So once I think a lot of people from tier 1 countries, or like the USA, London, like these areas, they're bouncing because it's just not meeting their high snooty demands. So once we can get to that level, then I think we're going to really start pushing it hard.
Well, that's what I was going to ask as well, because obviously with this is another social media platform, and the kind of begs the question, do we need another social media platform? But when I was using it, I loved the simplicity of it. I need it, you say it's kind of 2000-esque, but that's kind of what attracted me to it as well. There's a simplicity to it that's kind of nice. You just kind of create a post, upload it. You're only allowed to do 3 posts per day, which makes it really easy. And you kind of you can't really game it that much. You can still game every platform. But do you see yourself competing with other platforms? Or are you just going to be a platform that's out there as another choice?
Yeah, that's exactly it, and that's how I got goosebumps. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but that's my whole ethos, is that synergy.
Yeah.
And there's like, you look at what are the top platforms right now. You got Minds and Steemit, maybe are number 1 and number 2. They both together have less than 5 million combined users total. It's not even counting daily active users. And when you scale that out to the size of the social media space, which is essentially half the global population, it's like, hold on, those are the giants? It's like there's enough water for us all to drink. So that's my ethos, is like create synergies with these different platforms. We're all in this together, and let's bring adoption. And we all have our own different style. I think Uptrend is really focused, or what we enjoy is the gamification. Like I enjoy the video game-esque aspect of it, like leveling up. Do you level up? Do you not? We're gonna have some more gamification things that we're gonna be throwing in very soon that I'm super excited about. So yeah, just different flavors on different platforms, and and then people can, I think, diversify their social media experience. I think that's the best thing that someone can do.
Excellent. I think that's a really good thing as well, and I see competition. I've said that to you before as well. I really see competition. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because it drives perfection. Yeah. Or you just keep trying to push yourself on a wee bit more to do better all the time. If there's no competition, you just get complacent. So I think that kind of ideology is brilliant as well. The other thing I was going to ask there is the gamification aspect of it. Could you speak to our viewers about the kind of game? I love this part of it. This is the kind of part I love. But could you speak to our viewers who perhaps don't know kind of about what it is, and kind of how you can kind of make that better as well?
Right. So in terms of how it's gamified, you mentioned about the leveling up. So every time you level up, like in a video game, you earn more points per upvote. So when you're at level 1, you'll earn 1 point per upvote. 1 point equals 1 token. And then let's say you get to level 20. Well, now you're earning 3 points per upvote. So essentially 3 tokens for every time you're upvoted. Yeah. So that's kind of the gamification. You're leveling up. That's a really simple one. 2 that we have in the works right now. And again, I'm so pumped on these. I can't even understate it. But owning your own community, I think, is going to be something very cool. So imagine if on Reddit you could essentially purchase the community in an auction, and you could grow the community, and you're going to earn a percentage of every upvote that comes into that community, and then you can resell it for extra if you want. So that's a gamified aspect I'm excited about. And then content investing is another one. So let's say you post a video, you're 2-3 weeks new on the platform, but I know, he posts great content all the time. I want to boost his content. So I'm going to submit a proposal to you. And what that proposal could say is, hey, I want to boost your content for $50, and then I can choose how much I want to take in terms of the profit.
Right.
So I can say
that was going to work.
Yes. So I can say either I'm feeling philanthropic, I'll take 0, you get 100%, or I can go like, you know what? I think you just want the free promo. I want 100% of the boosted point profit, or anywhere in between. You get that proposal, you either say yes, no, or counter propose, and that's it. So I think it's going to create a lot more equality for the ecosystem, because now new users, I think this is the biggest problem on a lot of platforms, Steam included, is that new users are really disenfranchised. They don't get enough visibility. And so with content investing, I think it'll really allow these new users to really start to shine through.
One of the things I've noticed as well when I've been on it, as soon as I put a post up, I'm surprised at how quick that I get kind of comments on it. Obviously that can be gamed as well to a certain degree, because a lot of people they want to post on the comments, but it gives you the kind of visibility as well, and you kind of go up, and this is a gamification part of it as well. You kind of go up, and people go to the front page, they see what's popular as well, and you can go up that way as well. So I love that aspect of it as well, because you've got a part of it where it kind of pays, literally kind of pays with the one-up token to actually comment and kind of upvote as well. So I love that aspect of it, and it's addictive as well, because when I'm kind of put a post up, I check it after 5 minutes to see how many upvotes it's had. Then I go back again in 15 minutes, and then I comment on the comments, and I can upvote the comments. So it's kind of addictive, and it reminds me of, because I've got a big kind of Facebook following as well. When I first started with Facebook, I got kind of really excited, and I taught people how to do it. That was part of my business, and I got up to 3.5 million followers. But Facebook is kind of fallen down, is totally different from what it was, and this reminds me at the beginning stages of what Facebook was like, and the excitement about that as well. So it's really good. So I do like it from that point of view as well. Do you plan to put this on the blockchain? Because this is not, just to let everybody know, this is not on the blockchain just yet. You've not got your own blockchain or anything. Do you plan to put it on the blockchain?
Yeah, 100%. Our long-term vision is a fully on-chain system where we've done a security token issuance, so the people own the platform literally. The governance is run in the DAO. Everything is immutable, essentially as far hands-off as we can get it intelligently. I don't think there's ever you can never go black-white. That's just the worst move in the world. So a slow progression, just like how we're slowly going to progress from topics. Right now we're only cryptocurrency. Yeah. Then we're slowly going to do one other topic and then another one. Very strategic, very slow, evaluate, maybe move forward, move backwards. But the long-term vision as of right now is 100% on-chain, moving towards a DAO, moving towards a security token issuance platform, or security tokens. Because I think, how cool would it be to have a social media platform that was both owned and governed by the people, that everything that was placed on there was immutable on IPFS, could never be deleted. I think that's what everyone's looking for, and so that's really what we want to provide.
So again, talking about that then, how do you govern something like that? Because this is going to be obviously an open platform. You can post basically anything you want, as long as it's within the law. How do you govern something like that? Because it's going to be kind of free speech essentially as well.
For sure, yeah. So, I think you nailed it, is that laws are that line. It's always, where is the line? Because you can't have Silk Road 2.0, and that's a conversation. Well, where is the line? And so it's the laws and the jurisdiction that the company is incorporated in. That's where the line is. And so now, who's enforcing that line? Well, it's either going to be, if it's a corporate structure, it's going to be the team, and then their heads are on the chopping block. Or if it's a DAO, likely there's still going to be somebody's name who incorporated the company, so their head's still on the chopping block, and they're going to be overseeing the DAO to make sure that functions are being executed correctly. And if they're not, then you maybe need to readjust the DAO and get things working in a certain way. So it's never like a black and white thing. You look at a lot of the DAOs that are out there right now. Well, for anyone who doesn't know what a DAO is, decentralized autonomous organization. Essentially, it's a form of governance instead of top down. It's kind of like the blockchain, essentially like the blockchain. Just everything's connected. Everyone's making decisions. So that's that. But it's just never black and white. And all the DAOs that are out there right now they're certainly not perfect. So we'll happily sit at the sidelines and learn from the trials and tribulations of others, and slowly get there.
So what then is, you have to kind of beg the question, you've obviously thought about this a lot, talking about the kind of security token aspects of it as well. You've obviously thought about it. So do you have like a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, 50. What is your vision, and how far does that go? And really what I'm asking as well, Jeff, is you see a lot of projects, and this is my frustration with kind of crypto as well. You see a lot of projects got brilliant ideas, and they're really excited at the beginning, and then they fall by the wayside. So I'm just wondering, what's the commitment, and what's your kind of long-term vision as well?
Yeah, and long-term vision is always so interesting. Like that's where our long-term vision is. So a full household name, social media platforms, owned by the people, governed by the people, immutable, decentralized. That's the long-term vision. Then all the little bells and whistles, the gamification, that's kind of what comes alongside of it. Now, whether it happens in 5 years, 10 years, I really have no idea. And does the vision change along the way? Potentially. You know, it's where we're always adapting. This is just like where we're headed right now. And the whole point is the whole platform was built for the community. You know, we didn't do an ICO. We're not paying. The team hasn't made it a dime. You know, like a whole year and a half of working. Everyone's just been like kind of like grinding this thing out for passion, which is amazing. So this is really like for the community. So we take community feedback. If it wants to go in a direction, that's where we're going to take it. So you know, that's our vision, but we're open to variances, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does totally make sense. So you're really committed to this. You have been obviously for the last kind of year and a half just now, and it kind of comes across as well. And the thing I like about your platform as well, that when I wrote to you as well, I didn't expect a reply back for a couple of days. I've kind of done this before. I didn't expect a reply back for a couple of days, but I think it was within a couple of hours. You're very community oriented as well. That's one of the big things I've noticed about Uptrend as well. The other thing I was going to ask about is the token economics you've got just now in place. Obviously that's going to change. So what is the transition going to be? Because to let everybody know, you've got the OneUp token just now. It's listed on a couple of exchanges. So what happens with that then?
In terms of when we go on chain, or just the vision as it is right now?
Yeah. So when you go on chain, is it still going to be the same?
Yeah. So essentially, like to just simplify, let's say you're at level 1 token equals 1 upvote. Well, so then we just remove 1 point equals 1 token.
Yeah.
You're just going to remove that point portion. So every time you get an upvote, boom, it's an on-chain transaction. So it would just be like similar to Steemit. So you're taking out the off-chain step. So in a way, it's simpler, but from a cost perspective, it's much more expensive. Yeah. So that's a little bit further on down the line. That's what it's going to look like in terms of the tokenomics as a whole. Right now, we're set up as a deflationary currency. Yeah. So not too long. So we had 10 billion tokens is what we started out with. And then we started to, again, everything's always in adapting and changing. We realized, okay, well, this is too much. We have a new system that we can implement. We just had to do a big pre-mine because we couldn't afford to build a complex system like Steemit. So just, okay, let's put it on MVP, see if it works. And we realized, okay, let's scale it back to 1 billion tokens. And now, since we started with 1 billion tokens, to not rant too much here, is every month, every time you level up, it costs a certain amount of points.
Yep.
Let's say it costs 100 points. 30% of that will burn. So if you level up with 100 points, we're going to burn 30 from the total supply. So every month, that total supply decreases.
And what about the circuit? So I know it's the circulating supply just now, and this is one of the parts I need to get my head around as well. You've got just over 20 million supply just now. So from kind of on the face of it, it looks inflationary, but what you're saying is deflationary because they're going to burn. So how is that going to work with regards to the circulating supply as well?
Totally, that's an awesome question, because you could assume that, okay, well, if you're always issuing tokens, you're going to run out of tokens because it's deflationary from one side, it's inflationary from another. There's going to be an inflection point, and when is that going to happen? So the system that we've designed is there's essentially two crosshairs, and I'll explain them independently to simplify it. So as the circulating supply increases, as soon as it hits 100 million, now 1 point is only equal to 0.45 tokens.
Right.
So the more the circulating supply increases, the more points it takes for a token. So tokens get more valuable, harder to achieve, to earn. Also, on the other axis, as the total supply decreases, the exact same thing happens. It becomes harder to earn a token.
Right. So that's where the kind of deflation rate and the inflation kind of comes together, and eventually you're going to get a kind of middling kind of ground. Is that how
Yes,
it's...
exactly. There'll never be a point where we
Yeah.
run out of tokens, just because it will always get harder and harder and harder to earn tokens over time. So everyone right now who's earning, 10,000 tokens in a month, for example, like that's going to be quite the feat down the line. Or who knows? Because it'll be interesting. I think that's because once you start scaling, then more upvotes happen. And maybe right now there's only 300 upvotes. Maybe down the line there's 10,000, 100,000. So it's going to be a very interesting dynamic. But we've set up the mechanics and the mathematics so that we're safe no matter what happens to the circulating supply, no matter what happens to the total supply, and that it's a scalable and fair as it can possibly be for newcomers and people who are late to the platform. Because that was one thing that I just really didn't like. You look at Steam, it's all the first movers who have this massive advantage, and all the latecomers are disenfranchised. And so we thought, we don't want that to be the case. We want to give a little advantage to people who are first movers, but we don't want it to be this like drastic overpowering. So that's the dynamic that we were playing with.
Well, that's one of the things I was thinking about as well. I thought, okay, if I get in there first and I become kind of big on the platform, but then I realised, well, even kind of a years down the line, I might have all these kind of points. I might be at level 30 or something, but they're still going to give all the benefits to the people just coming in as well, which is kind of the parts I love about it. One of the other things I noticed you've just done the other day, you brought on the Rapids team, which is brilliant, to do their updates, and I thought, that's a brilliant idea. And obviously you thought about this, but I thought, I'm going to write to Jeff, I'm going to tell him this idea. But I thought, if you got more teams on just to do their updates and just used it like a platform like Medium, I thought that'd be such a cool idea. Do you have, obviously you do have plans for that, but do you have plans to bring on board kind of teams as well?
For sure, yeah. That, like I was mentioning, synergy is my number one thing. So the more teams we reach out to, the more they want to use the platform, the better. I think Presearch also just joined within the last week. And Presearch has like a really nice, vibrant community. They're doing a giveaway of, I think, 10,000 Presearch tokens valued around $500. So yeah, it's coming. Partnership by partnership. Also, just today we partnered with Istanbul Blockchain Week. So there's partnerships coming all the time, and that's my whole thing, synergy. So if anyone's listening and you have a project and you want to create synergy, let's do it.
Excellent, love that, because I just thought that'd be brilliant if you could bring on more teams and you can use it almost like a kind of medium. Platform. I know that's kind of centralized, but when you kind of go decentralized, etc., I think it's going to be really good from that point of view. Now, one of the big goals you had, to get 50,000 users, you've reached that already. So what is, do you have, I would imagine, you might do a wee bit different. Do you have kind of stretch goals? Do you have goals where you think, yeah, we could get that quite easily? Do you have stretch goals? Do you have goals that you're looking for by the end of 2020? Have you got that far yet, or?
Yeah, I'd say our goals aren't necessarily numerically orientated, just because things are just so random and at chance. You look 3 months ago, I think we had 12,000 users, and then boom, out of nowhere. So it's so hard to predict. That being said, our goals are very product orientated. So we're mobile app launch, number one goal. Second goal is getting our website lightning fast. Actually, just today, Mavis, the CTO from CoinMarketCap, came in, had a look at our site, gave us some suggestions. We're going to be having, within the next, let's put it this way, within the next 4 days, we're going to start implementing his suggestions. Maybe within the next week or two, they'll be live on site. Excellent. And so I'm really excited for that. The guy's a genius. And then, the content investing and the owning the community. So those are the big ones that I'm really excited about. There's lots of other ones. I don't want to go too deep into it, but those are, I'd say, the big 4 main goals that I'm just really excited for to launch in 2020.
Brilliant. So is that a scoop? Or have you told people about this already? Is that a first-time scoop?
It might be. I might have leaked it once in the Telegram group, but this will be the first big public announcement. Yeah. Excellent.
Good. I like to get scoops in there as well.
Yeah.
One of the things I was going to ask you as well, and this is the part where I think with cryptocurrency, what I see more and more happening is a kind of hybrid model between traditional business, kind of offline or online, and kind of the blockchain kind of business, and looking at profits as well. So what kind of business model? I know you're going to be doing kind of advertising, and that's going to, I would imagine, come more to the fore. Is that going to be your business model going forward as well, to try and kind of generate a profit as well?
Yes, and I mean, to preface, the goal is never to develop a big war chest. The goal has always been to redistribute the wealth back to the people on the platform. But that being said, I know we both realize that you just can't have this big altruistic idea and not focus on financial and business sustainability. So yes, we do keep portions of the advertising revenue for ourselves, We sell level packs on the website. No, that one's been announced, so that one's not a scoop. But that one's coming soon. That one should be coming within the next week. We'll also, when you resell a community, we'll just take a fractional percentage of that resale value. Also, the initial sale of the community, we'll take some revenue from that. Those are the big ones right now. Also, there's obviously affiliate links. If someone's doing does a big review on Ledger or Trezor, you can sell that affiliate link to reputable projects. We're never going to sell these leverage trading type style things, but reputable affiliate links. And then also we're looking at syndicates as well, as we are establishing as the home of crypto, and getting some really incredible projects coming in, and especially new. We do want to develop an investor syndicate.
Brilliant. So you have got a business model going forward to kind of generate the profits as well, because I think, like you know that as well, it's going to be really important going forward as well. Do you pay yourself just now? I know that's maybe a personal question. Do you pay yourself just now, or can you?
I pay myself negatively. I go in the hole every month by more and more and more. Yeah, no, there's nothing to, like I say, I self-funded the thing, so I would literally, there's no, we don't sell our tokens. I personally don't even have any tokens. So I have nothing to sell. I'm making no money. It's all going in right now. So the answer, in short, is no.
Oh, wow. Well, one of the first rules of business, pay yourself first. But what you're doing is brilliant just now. I love what you're doing just now. That's the one, you talk about the tokens there just now. Are you going to, you're not focused on tokens at all. You're not focused on kind of market cap or anything, but you're kind of focused on the platform itself. Is there going to be any point where you're going to say, okay, we have to look at the kind of tokenomics of it and the kind of market cap and the business side of it as well for kind of potential investors coming in?
100%. I don't want to downplay that we're not. I don't want to put the false impression that we're not looking at tokenomics. For the team, I think maybe the clarity point here is that we are not selling any tokens. We're not creating any sell pressure, and I'm not taking tokens. So I think these are some very clear distinctions. Yeah. But in terms of how important we feel tokenomics are, they're drastically important. If I had an option, would it take a lot of stress off my mind just to have the platform and grow the platform? Yes, of course. The whole tokenomics side of things adds a whole other layer of complexity that you need to manage and juggle, and people's expectations and emotions. But it's definitely a huge point of focus for us, and that's a big reason why we just recently increased the number of views per boost. So it used to be 2 points, or 1 point gave you 2 views. Now 1 point gives you 10 views. So inherently the value of a point or the value of a token just increased 5x. I have to be very careful with what I say, legal reasons, yada yada. But there's more velocity on a point now. So that should reflect in the tokenomics. However, I think we're still very much in a bear market, price discovery phase, still very small, and I just smile to myself because the token price. Again, I have to be careful. Just as a preface, I can't say too much about pricing, but it is where it is, and I smile to myself when people are selling where it is, and I just think, oh, that's okay. I mean, I understand people have short-term goals, but. I anticipate a very positive future. Let's just put it that way.
Can I? Am I allowed to talk about this?
You can talk about it as long as I
Okay, so here's what I think. I want to tell the viewers as well. If you go to CoinMarketCap just now, you'll see the 1UP token is sitting at 37,000 market cap just now. 37,000. That means if the 1UP token was to 100x, it only goes up to 3.7 million market cap, which is still a very small market capitalization. So for me, I've been buying the tokens. I have to say, I've been buying the tokens, and I can say there's no legal recourse I'm going to get if I can say this, but this is, I think, a brilliant investment as well. But it's more than that. It's not just, okay, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to make money, but you invest yourself in the platform as well, which is what I've been doing as well, which is what I love about it. So you're part of the community, which is you kind of bringing that kind of price up as well. You benefit, everybody else benefits, investors benefit, but the community on Uptrend benefit as well, which is part of the reason I'm kind of loving Uptrend just now. I'm kind of addicted to it, and I don't want to be, so you're pissing me off just now, Jeff. But,
I think the best thing is, I think it's a productive addiction. I look at a platform like Engine, and they're bringing value into video games. So it's okay, well, sure, everyone has addictive tendencies, so if you can at least earn value, while that addictive tendency is there, well, that's a net positive in my books.
No, it's good. It's all good. Okay,
Yeah.
what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions. This is about you, so we've got to know a wee bit about kind of Uptrend, your kind of background in that, but this is about you kind of as a person as well. First question is, what's the best self-development advice you've ever received from someone, and who was it? Personal development.
Oh man, best advice. I think the one that may be a little hard to grasp, or I may not explain very well, but it was Tony Robbins, and it's when short-term pain is outweighed by long-term benefit, then you will see results. And so how that applies to is, like, for example, if you're working out and it's like, this is short-term pain, but you're thinking, okay, but long-term results. So you fight through that pain. Yeah. And so that's really helped me in my life significantly, because, there's a lot of things that we do or that we choose not to do because it's painful, or we're going through pain or struggle. And I think when you can keep the long-term vision in your mind and the reason, the why, the purpose, then life gets so much easier. And so that's been really a driving force. And then just to quickly piggyback on that, Jordan Peterson, he talks about especially, so you'll know this one then. Yeah. He says, the purpose of a man's life is responsibility, to carry a load. And I really resonate with that as well, because it gives you purpose, gives you meaning. And those are the things that, like, struggle is good because it's moving you in the right direction.
Exactly. And I think just on the back of that, I think that's brilliant from Tony Robbins. I've always kind of loved that. You're either moving away from pain or towards pleasure. That's kind of what it says, not along those lines. Jordan Peterson, I just love. I've been watching his videos on YouTube. They're just amazing. There was the other thing as well. You cannot change inside your comfort zone. So if you stay stagnant where you are, there's no change. The only place you're going to change is outside your comfort zone, which is uncomfortable. But so it's kind of going along with what you said as well, which is brilliant. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. Have you got a personal habit that you think contributes to your success just now? Because obviously this is very successful. It's not, when we talk about success, it's not necessarily financial. That will probably come in the future. But this platform just now, Uptrend, is very successful. So have you got a personal habit that contributes to that?
Maybe a couple. So I'd say one is, don't want to sound too esoteric, but positivity, making people feel valued, feeling included. That's like the whole thing of Uptrend. It's like positive, community, inclusive. I think that's hyper important to be able to kind of foster the people in the network that you want around you. And the second one is going to be, I had it in my brain and it's just slipping out right now. I think it's slid. Has it slid? It slid away. I guess just positivity.
It might come back.
Oh, that's a weak one. I had a solid second one. All right, moving on.
It might come back. I'll edit in the video.
Okay, right on.
What is one piece of advice?
I remembered. Let me jump on. It's equanimity. That is the biggest thing. There's been, especially even today, I had like some massive lows and some really high highs, and just like when those lows are happening, to be able to understand that, like, for example, there's a shit situation, but okay, should I get mad about it or angry or sad and like totally throw my day off and spin me in a mood? No, because you only can do what you can do. So equanimity, just to be like, okay with everything, because then I find that you can really take the lows in stride, and it helps you pick yourself back up to the next high.
Brilliant. That was worth remembering.
There we go. Yeah. Let me jump in on that.
The next question, what's the one piece of advice you'd give to someone setting up an account on kind of Uptrend, and how to get the most out of it? So a new person coming onto Uptrend, and it's relatively easy to use, it's self-explanatory. I kind of got it within an hour or something. It's relatively easy to use. But to get the most out of Uptrend, what one piece or a couple of pieces of advice would you give to someone coming on?
And I mean, if they're going to make an account, check out what's on the home page, and you'll see that there's a rhyme and a reason why they're on the trending page. They're putting in value, they're being positive, they're engaging with the community, they're in the comment section, and they're like, it doesn't take much to become known in the area. So just like be in the comments, write posts that add value, and of course, if you level up your account, then you're going to be able to earn more points. So that's a huge benefit. And I think it's really simple. I think the beauty of Uptrend is that there's no shadow banning, there's no hidden algorithm. it's really straightforward, and the formula is really easy. You just got to add value to the community, and you get rewarded for that.
Brilliant. One last thing, where can people go to find out more about you or Uptrennds, whatever you want, if you want them to find out more about you on Twitter or whatever? What's the best place to kind of go to see what, because I go on Twitter and I see your kind of your tweets as well, and it's not just about Uptrend, it's not just about crypto, it's about kind of from a philosophical kind of point of view as well. So where would the best place to go? Would it be Uptrend, or would you want people coming to yourself? Or
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much on all social platforms, so if you just search my name, Jeff Kirdeikis, it should be there, and I'm across Twitter, I'm on Uptrend. I used to be on Facebook. My account's been deactivated for the last 2 weeks now, so that's been fun. Anyways, it's still the case. Oh, yeah, that's like what a beautiful segue to the joy, like the reason why Uptrend needs to come into play. These centralized platforms, like how crazy is it? I had 10 years of photos and connections and people that I met traveling and like people that I really care about that I'm never going to talk to again because they deactivated my account. I think that's such a travesty that, you know, we live digital lives and these connections mean something to us. Yeah, and for a platform to come in and just wipe that away, it really blows my mind. So yeah, find me on Uptrend.
So, not on Facebook.
That's right.
Well, I was hoping to kind of try and help as well. I know a lot of other people have been trying to help you as well. I was hoping when we had the conversation today that was going to be sorted, but obviously it's not sorted yet. But I hope you do get it sorted in time.
Yeah, thank you.
Jeff, thank you very much. That seemed to fly by. I don't know how long that was, but it seemed to fly by. Thank you very much for taking the time out today. I know you're a busy man, so thanks very much. We'll get this posted as quick. Hopefully today, I'll just edit it today and get it posted for all the viewers. Again, thanks very much for coming on to CYT-Crypto, and hopefully we can do this interview this time next year and see where you are this time next year as well.
I love it. It was a super fun interview. I really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Jeff. Cheers, mate.
Have a good one, Stephen.
Bye.